Okay, so we have a lot to talk about. Monday Night Raw, Bron Breakker became a psychopath. New number one contenders. Gunther beat AJ. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. Before we get to the video, like and subscribe. And this Monday Night Raw was in Dusseldorf, Germany. I hope I didn't botch that. I probably did botch it because I'm an idiot. Let's get to the video. Okay, so we start off with Io and Rhea coming out to the ring. They welcome all challengers. Here comes Judgment Day, Liv and Roxanne Perez. Then Bailey and Lyra Valkyria comes out. And while they're all just talking, all of a sudden the Kabuki Warriors take out Io and Rhea for just a couple seconds. It wasn't even that long. They're all brawling. Then they come back in. Now they're on top. And yeah, then they set up a triple threat for the three teams to be the number one contenders, which is like good. We didn't just say, hey, you number one contender, you're first. No, we actually did a number one contender. I like that they're really doing a lot of number one contender matches. Thank you, WWE. I really appreciate that. But it's not all perfect because later on when I get to that one, somebody just get a title shot, but I guess you can excuse that one because this is the one I think a lot of us wants to see, but we'll get to that soon. So yeah, we get that triple threat match announced. Then we get a backstage segment with AJ Styles says he slapped Gunther because John can't do it. He'll make Gunther tap like a little bitch, he says. So yeah, just building up for the match later on. Then we get another backstage segment with Finn. He's playing I think it's 2020 2K 2025, I'm guessing. Yeah. Duh. Of course, that's what he was playing. Liv and Roxanne Perez come in, and Liv is just getting on Finn like, "What are you doing?" And he's just like, "What? Playing a game." It's like, this is the way he just said it, was just like he was just so calm about it, and she's like, "Yeah, that's the problem. Like, you know, here's Raquel going after the world title, and we're going after the tag team titles, and what are you doing? You said that you were gonna carry Judgment Day or whatever, you know, and you know, when you're gonna go after something, you should go after a title." And he's just like, as they walk away, Roxanne says something to him first and goes, "You know, she's kind of right," and then walk away, and he goes, "You watch, ladies." And yes, he made his move. He shot his shot. So I shouldn't just judge, okay? Finn has a plan. Anyway, moving on. Then we had Javon Evans versus Bravo Americano. I forget the names of these guys. I literally didn't know the name. I think the last time I did a recap, and I was just like, eh. Yeah, it was horrible. I can't remember all these guys' names. Just Bravo. I think the other one is I think it's Roy. I can't remember these guys. Anyway, Javon Evans and Bravo Americano Royal. There it is. It just popped in my head. Royal. I think that's how you say it. Royal. I don't know. But yeah, getting back to it. Javon Evans and Bravo Americano have a match. Then you had Royal and Grande Americano interfere, of course, their unit. But it wasn't enough because Javon Evans hit the OG cutter. Man, that OG cutter, man, that'll take out anybody. Like literally just the height of it. And then people just watch and go, "Oh my god." Doom, and they just take the move, and it's just like, yeah, lights out. 1, 2, 3. Then they attempt to jump him. Well, they did jump him. Then he was like in the middle of the table. He jumps, he hops, he escapes, he gets into the crowd, and you got a bunch of people just talking it, like, you know, yeah, excited to see him and just taking pictures while he's just like, no, 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 no. You almost got me. But yeah, pretty good, pretty good. I wonder if they're gonna continue this whole thing with Javon Evans and the Americanos. I don't know. I'm not too sure. But there was a segment where he was talking with Penta and Dragon Lee, and it was just like, is he gonna get involved with this whole Vision thing? I don't know. Who knows? I have no clue. Anyway, then we get another backstage segment. We got Paul Heyman and Adam Pearce, and Pearce is asking for Bron, like, where is he? Because if he has any bad intentions, then he can just go right home. And Paul, Paul being Paul, he's like, all right, I got it. And Pearce is like, I'm serious. And hey, he was serious. So we'll get to that later. We'll get to that later. Here we go. CM Punk comes out. He gets out to the ring. He says he wants to be champion forever, but then he realizes like anything can happen. Look what happened to Cody. It can happen to him. So that's what he insists. Couldn't even say the word right. That's what he was trying to say. And then as he was going to say goodnight, everybody, Finn Balor music hits. And it's just like, oh, okay. Have we ever seen this match before? No, I don't think we have. I personally, maybe they did have a match in the Indies. I just don't know. But I don't think I've ever seen the Finn Balor versus CM Punk match. And yes, please. Let me have that. I want to see it. So yeah, Finn comes out. He shoots a shot at Punk. And Punk wanted to do it. He wanted to do it like right here, right now. But Finn says, nah, timing is everything. He wants to do it in Ireland. So it's like, okay. So we're getting it next week. It's going to be the main event. Like literally has to be the main event. It's the world title. So that should be a fun one. And I'm pretty sure we might get like a Dominic coming back. Or maybe a JD. I don't know. There's going to be some interference from someone. Or maybe the current people who's there. Or maybe just a straight up match and no one shows up. Who knows what WWE would do. Okay, then now we have the number one contenders match. We have Bailey, Lyra Valkyria versus the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Sane. The Judgment Days, Liv and Roxanne Perez. So I mean, it wasn't a bad match. A lot of back and forth, a lot of like a train wreck when you get all these people all in one match. Just a lot of stuff just happening. But yeah, towards the end, you get Roxanne. Roxanne is doing, I just literally forgot what happened, but I know Roxanne was doing something and then Kairi Sane threw Roxanne out. And it was just like another perfect moment where Sane is right there at the ropes and she just turns around and Liv is getting insane with these timings of the Oblivion. She just hit her. And I'm just like, okay. That's literally like the second week in a row she hits somebody like out of nowhere. That thing is like a RKO. Like literally like an RKO out of nowhere. That's what the Oblivion is right now. So she hit that like out of nowhere, just that sucker, just boom. 1, 2, 3. They're the new number one contenders. Then we get a Becky Lynch video package, basically complaining, and she's just saying, okay, she'll do this in Ireland. That's the rematch we're gonna get next week between her and Maxine Dupree. And of course, her whole thing with everyone is saying it. I'm not just saying it. Sports Illustrated saying it. Bleacher Report is saying it. So that's just her whole thing that she says. Moving on from that, then we get a backstage interview with Maxine Dupree and the Alpha Academy, and she said she's gonna break. The way she said it was just like, I'm gonna break. Like it's like she screamed it. I think, yeah, she like literally screamed it. I'm gonna break her ankle, and her eyes were so intense. And I'm just like, I like Maxine Dupree these days. She's a little bit more intense, and I like it. And she also told the guys, Alpha Academy, you guys should go after some titles. And that led to a little something later on. So we'll get to that. Then we had a Michael Cole interview with Raquel Rodriguez. And she basically wants to go after the title still. She wants a one-on-one with her. No triple threats, nothing like that. And then Stephanie Vaquera's music hits, and everybody's already surrounding her. She's walking out there with the boot. She's so brave. Um, she walks out there and then she gets into the camera and she's like, "You want my title? Come and get it." And then all of a sudden, just bam, Raquel just blindsides her. And I'm just like, Stephanie, man, you should know better. She's gonna keep doing that to you. So yeah, then she holds up her title, and yeah, I don't know when they're gonna do this match, but they're gonna do it. I just don't know when. I don't know. Let's see when they're gonna do that. Then we get the backstage segment with Jey Uso. He's on the phone. I can't remember who he was on the phone with, and Alpha Academy comes in and he's like, "Hey, Us, whatever, And then at first, Jay thinks that he thinks he's playing, but he's not playing, and he's like looking at him. He goes, "Oh, you serious, Us?" And Otis is just looking at him like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Okay, well, you do realize you're gonna get this work," And I think towards the end, Tozawa said something like, what did he say? He said something. I think he said, "Ooh." What did he say? I think he said yeet. I don't know. I can't remember. Tozawa said something that it was just like out of nowhere, and I was just like, I heard it, and I just couldn't remember what he said, and I was just like, okay, Tozawa. Tozawa always just has those weird lines. I'm just like, all right. But it was really intense between Jay and Otis. It was all fun and games, and then Jay was taking it as a joke. But I guess Otis really took that serious, and then Jay got serious, and it just got a little bit serious in the room. It's just like, okay, guys, relax. So it looks like the Usos versus the Academy might be the first thing we see. So, okay. Moving on, we got Dragon Lee and Penta versus Austin Theory and Bronson Reed. So, oh man, all right. So the match is going on, and there's at one point where, and Logan Paul's with them. At one point, Dragon Lee jumps, right? He does a dive onto to Logan and Theory. And Dragon Lee's just in the crowd. He's like, yeah, yeah. And you could tell the way he was just set up, the way he was just facing. I was just like, something's gonna happen. And literally, when he's like this and he goes like this, and then he looks straight, it's just straight. Wham! You just see Bron. You just see Bron's body and Dragon Lee's body. It just, dude, he killed him. Like, he literally just came out of nowhere. And I'm just like, oh my God. Okay. And he's going insane. Then Penta invites him in, like, come on. So, Penta, that was a bad idea. He goes, comes back, boom, kills him too. And the way he just hit that spear, he was so insane. He just did a backflip after that, just back into his feet, just he's just going crazy. I'm just like, okay, Bron, chill out. And I think he went to go after Dragon Lee again, but as soon as he got around, Adam Pearce was right there, and he's just screaming at him. He's like, "You need to go home, pack your thing." And you know what? The funny thing is, the whole time that was going on, you could literally see Paul, Bronson, and Theory. They're all just like, you know how like in the background, the one kid is distracting the principal or teacher for them to do a bad thing. You can literally see their playing. You can see Logan, the way he's playing. He's just like, I don't know. I don't know if it's just me, but listen, I'm not the biggest Logan Paul fan, but I feel like this has been so fun with him being in the division, because his reactions and what he does and what he says, it's just so hilarious. Like, you can see him in the background just like, come on, like, let's hurry, let's get this done. And as soon as like Adam Pearce is talking to Bron, all you hear is just a tsunami, boom, and he just looks in the ring. He's like, God damn it. He goes in there, he's like, you can go home too. And Bron gets back in there and spears the hell out of Dragon Lee again. And he gets back up and he's, you know, and all of a sudden, Pierce grabs him by the arm and just screams at him some more. And then all of a sudden, he grabs Pierce by the shirt. And oh my God, that was so crazy. Like, he just got him in the corner and he's like, what are you gonna do? Like, it was just insane what he was doing. And he was going ballistic. And you know what? Kudos to Pierce. He didn't really back down to him. He literally, he grabbed him out of nowhere and just put him in the corner. Bro, I gotta remember, Bron's a strong guy. So it's not like Pierce, is weak or anything. It's just Bron. He probably just caught Adam Pierce out of nowhere. But he stood his ground. Anybody else would have probably just ran or just got scared. He did not stand down. He literally kept trying to get in his face. So kudos to Adam Pierce. The people were chanting his name. They're crying out loud. He was literally like standing up to him. I mean, of course, Bron would kill him and take his head off, but still, he stood his ground as the boss that he should be, So he should be doing that. But yeah, he took the whole vision. But in the background, you see Bronson Reed just clapping. He's just laughing away like, go Bron. It's like, oh man. This whole, I don't know, it was funny, but crazy at the same time what was going on. I was just watching this thing like, oh my God, this is really happening. But yeah, so then we cut to the back and Bron is walking away and then you hear Adam screaming in the background, get back here, we're not done. And I'm just like, Pierce, what are we doing? He's going to kill you. I'm sorry, right before we got to that. So they're getting him out the ring. He's walking up the stage. This is, again, I'm bringing up Logan Paul. As they're walking away, the whole time Paul Heyman's scared and he's just telling them, all right, I know. And at one point you see Logan goes up to Pierce and he's like, dude, stop. He's gonna kill you. He's gonna kill you. I'm just like, Paul, keep this up, Paul. You're hilarious. I'm sorry. It's funny to me. I don't think nobody else likes it, but I think it's hilarious. He's just playing his part. He's a freaking goofball and I love it. I feel like Logan Paul should start doing this for the rest of his career. I think people start liking him a little bit more. He's growing on to me ever since he joined the division. But yeah, he's hilarious. He's gonna kill you. He was like, he's genuinely scared for Pierce. He's like, he's gonna kill you. He's gonna kill you. But then we get to the back and then he calls Bron's name again and he's like, he suspends him. And Bron just gets in his face. It was so intense. And I'm just like, Pierce is standing his ground. Holy shit. And Paul goes up to him and he's telling him, it's a bad idea. And he goes, yeah, it was a bad idea. Yeah. He goes, no, I'm not talking about that. He goes, you put your hands on him first. I think Pierce realized that. He goes, and he just thinks, and it just fades into the next segment. And I'm just like, what are they going to do here? And before all that came about too, there's another segment with Javon Evans going in there, like I mentioned earlier. And he's like checking on Penta and Lee. And he's like, oh, let me know if you guys ever need anything. Where was Ray for all of this, first of all? Weren't they all like together last week and this week? Ray's not. What is going on with Ray? Why did he not show up? It was Evans, trying to look out for them, but no Ray. Okay, interesting. Ray, you're a bad friend. Anyway, so yeah, moving on. Then we get another Obafemi video package. He's going to Raw. They're trying to do this thing where he's going to go to SmackDown, he's going to go to Raw, he's going to go to SmackDown, he's going to go to Raw. They keep playing this video package. He's going to go to Raw. If those of you who haven't watched NXT, he relinquished the title on his own. He beat Heath Slater. Did I just say Heath Slater? Leon Slater. I said Heath Slater. Jesus Christ. Leon Slater. And he left the title there. So, yeah. But yeah, he's coming to Raw. I'm pretty sure he's going to go to Raw. Now let's get to the main event. So the main event, we got AJ Styles versus Gunther. Listen, first time ever that we got this match. Pretty good. The chops, man. Getting AJ with the chops. Ridiculous. But yeah, it was a really good match. What they're gonna do here, I don't know if they continue this because of what happened towards the end. So at one point, AJ, right, he gets him in the crab crusher, and there's an angle where the referee's on the other side, and at first you don't see it, but you see AJ just gets up and he's just like he won, and I'm just like, what the hell's going on? We cut to a camera angle where Gunther taps out. You can see it clear as day. He taps. That's what took AJ off of him. And I would understand why he thought he won the match. But AJ, no bell rang. Come on. The ref didn't see it. And I'm pretty sure AJ didn't know that. But, yeah, Gunther taps. We get up. He goes to the. So the referee's like he's telling him no, the match is gonna continue. AJ goes towards Gunther, and wham, right in the balls. It's been a lot of low blows, kicks, punches, and why is everybody punching everybody in the dick or kicking them in the dick? I don't know. There's been a lot of kick and punch digging these past couple shows. I feel bad for all these guys. Anyway, so he hits him, he low blows him, or kick him, whatever, same thing, and power bombs him. 1, 2, 3. Gunther wins. He escapes with that. Don't know if they continue this thing or they'll go back to it later on. But yeah, Gunther beat AJ Styles. I mean, look, Gunther was in Germany, so he's loved over there. No matter what he did, he could be a bastard and people will still cheer him. But yeah, interesting. I mean, he was always going to beat AJ, but it's just the way he beat him. It's like interesting. He didn't just straight up, beat him like how he always wins. I don't really think Gunther really uses a lot of that stuff, right? Am I wrong? Am I missing something? I've known Gunther to be straight up kick your ass wrestler. Yeah, he's a heel and everything, but the way he went out, low blow, he tapped. Yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting what they're doing with Gunther right now. I mean, look, at the end of the day, he won, so it is what it is. But yeah, that's Raw recap for that's Raw recap. Very interesting. That was Raw recap. I don't even know what I was trying to say. I kind of said it 2 times and the third time, and I'm just like, brain fart. Anyway, so yeah, you guys want to check out my other videos? Go right ahead. I'm gonna put them in my description box. Check out the playlist. I think I got enough stuff now that people can check that stuff out. Hey, share the videos, like the videos, subscribe to me. I just did a Instagram page. Same name and everything, J.Bullett Wrestling. Want to go check it out? Please do follow me on there. I'll be posting a lot of my TikTok stuff on there and sharing my videos on there whenever there's an update. But whoever subscribes to me, you can see it on there as well, on the channel. But yeah, again, like and subscribe, guys. Let's try to build this J.Bullett brand. I'm really trying to make this thing, big. I'm gonna continue to keep doing what I'm doing, and I will see you guys on the next one.